Captain Velter pressed his 4 hands against the cold metal of his ship's control panel. The dim, flickering lights cast long, warped shadows across his mantis-like face, the red glow of warning alarms reflecting in his compound eyes. The bridge of the Celestial Dawn, once a pristine research vessel, now felt like a drifting tomb. "How much time do we have left?" he asked, his voice strained. Zixus, his engineer, a small blue creature with bioluminescent patches along her arms, worked frantically at her station. "Maybe 6 hours, Captain. Life support's failing fast. Oxygen's dropping. The main power core's too damaged. I can't stabilize it." Velter's gaze swept over his exhausted crew. Scientists, not soldiers. 3 days ago, they'd been transporting classified research for the Coalition when pirates ambushed them. The pirates hadn't looted them. Instead, they battered the ship before vanishing into the void, leaving them to die, abandoned between stars. "Any response to our distress signal?" Velter asked Glix, the slug-like communications officer. Glick's drooping eye stalks shifted sadly. "Nothing, Captain. We've been broadcasting for 3 days. The nearest Coalition ships are too far. They won't reach us in time." A cold weight settled in Velter's chest. More than the lives aboard, they carried a secret cargo in the storage bay, a weapon capable of annihilating entire star systems. Built in secret by the Coalition military, it was meant to be locked away forever if it fell into the wrong hands. "Captain," Glix hesitated, his tentacles twitching. "There's one option we haven't tried." Velter frowned. "Which is?" "The Sol system is just 2 days away." The bridge fell silent. Everyone knew the Sol system. It was the quarantined homeworld of the humans, violent, unpredictable Deathworlders, banned from galactic society for their aggression. Their history was legend, a species that evolved on a planet where everything tried to kill them, who returned to favor in kind. "We can't," Velter said. "They're quarantined for a reason." "There are only hope," Zixus croaked, her face pale from oxygen deprivation. Velter remembered the reports. First contact with humans had ended in disaster, a diplomatic station obliterated. 50 years of quarantine followed, but as he watched his dying crew, he realized the truth. They would die anyway. "Do it," he ordered. Glix sent a simple message: "Ship in distress. Life support failing. Immediate rescue required." And then they waited. Hours passed. Air thinned. Skin paled. Crew collapsed. Velter began to believe no help would come. And then Glix straightened. "Captain, incoming message." "From the Coalition?" "No, sir, from a human ship." A storm of relief and terror hit Velter. Help was coming, from the galaxy's most feared species. "How long?" he asked. "For hours." "That's impossible. No ship's that fast." "It's moving at incredible speeds. Should be tearing itself apart, but it isn't." Velter stared at the scanner, a lone ship, racing toward them at impossible velocity. The Iron Resolve. When it arrived, it was a dark gray leviathan bristling with weapons. A warship, not a rescue vessel. Through the viewport, Velter saw it close in. Too professional, too precise. "They request docking permission," Glix reported. Velter gave a bitter laugh. "As if we have a choice." The airlock cycled. Heavy footsteps echoed down the corridor. The bridge doors opened, and the humans entered. They were tall, scarred, armored, and moved like predators. Their leader, a woman with short dark hair and a half-healed scar across her face, spoke first. "I am Lieutenant Colonel Amy Brooks. We received your distress call. We're here to help." Velter tried to mask his terror. "Thank you, my crew is dying." "We know," she said, voice calm, but sharp-edged. "Our medical team's already stabilizing them. Dr. Grant will have them on their feet soon." "How did you get here so fast?" he asked. Brooks gave a cold, almost mocking smile. "We have ways." Then, with unerring precision, she added, "Captain, we need to talk about your cargo." Velter's heart stopped. He lied, claimed ignorance. But Brooks wasn't fooled. As her soldiers spread through the ship like wolves, a kind-eyed human woman arrived with a medical bag. "I'm Dr. Lisa Grant," she said softly. "I need to treat your crew." You want to help them?" Velter stammered. "Of course. That's why we came." Within minutes, crew color returned. Machines hummed to life. Systems dead for days rebooted. How can you work this fast? You've never treated our kind before." "Human medicine," Dr. Grant replied, "is adaptable. Our world taught us to heal a lot of unusual biology." And while the humans saved his people, Velter heard the sounds of welding, repairs, systems activating, things even his engineers couldn't fix. Brooks returned, studying him with ice-blue eyes. "Your ship wasn't attacked by pirates. Pirates steal. They don't disable life support. Someone wanted this vessel destroyed. You're carrying something very dangerous. We need to know what it is." Before Velter could answer, a tall man entered, older, gray-haired, with a uniform even Brooks straightened for. "Captain Morrison," Brooks said. "What's the situation?" "We have coalition ships approaching. 3 cruisers, 1 battleship, ETA 6 hours. Rescue?" Velter asked hopefully. Morrison shook his head. "No, orders are to destroy this vessel." Velter reeled. "But the coalition sent us. Someone powerful doesn't want your cargo to arrive." Brooks stepped closer. "What exactly are you carrying?" Velter hesitated, then confessed. "A dimensional disruptor. It collapses space itself. Could destroy an entire star system." Morrison and Brooks exchanged glances. "Who built it?" "The coalition." Morrison gave a humorless smile. "Of course they did." In the cargo bay, the humans worked efficiently. Chief Rodriguez cracked the weapon security in minutes. "Interesting," said Dr. Karen White, a sharp-eyed human scientist. "Elegant in design, but fundamentally flawed." She explained. The weapon would fire once, maybe twice, then overload, likely killing its operators. Velter was stunned. His people's greatest weapon was a suicide device. "Can it be fixed?" Morrison asked. "Oh, easily," Dr. White said offhandedly. "With the right upgrades, portable, reusable, reliable." The casual tone made Velter shudder. "How do you know so much about dimensional weapons?" "We've been working on better ones for decades." White smiled. "Yours is primitive." And then the Coalition fleet arrived. Admiral Keith Moore of the Coalition demanded Morrison surrender the weapon. Morrison refused. "You're surrounded," Keith Moore warned. But Morrison simply sipped his coffee. "We know the weaknesses of your ships, Admiral. Your flagship's port engine is a structural risk. The Silent Thunder's shields will fail under moderate stress. The Fast Strike's missiles, 40% are defective." Keith Moore's purple skin paled. "How could you know?" Morrison smiled coldly. "We've been monitoring your civilization for 50 years." Holograms filled the room. Ship schematics, battle plans, personnel files. Morrison even knew Keith Moore's son wanted to leave the military, and about his wife's illness. "But why?" Keith Moore whispered. "For peace," Morrison said. "We don't want to rule the galaxy. We want to be left alone. But we'll defend ourselves if we must." Then came the twist. Morrison revealed the real traitor, General Thexvar, had planned to sell the weapon to the Coalition's ancient enemy, the Hegemony. Velter's ship was meant to be destroyed to cover the theft, the dimensional weapons flaw. Thexvar never knew. The humans had known about the plot from the start, months in advance. They didn't intercept because they feared the weapon. They responded because good people, innocent scientists, were in danger. The humans didn't just build weapons. They built peace through overwhelming superiority. The hologram shifted to Earth's solar system. It wasn't the primitive backwater coalition records claimed. It was a fortress with orbital platforms and battleships that dwarfed anything the coalition possessed. "You could have conquered us at any time," Keith Moore whispered. "Yes," Morrison said, "but conquest is messy. easier to let you think we're quarantined primitives. In the end, Velter and his crew returned with evidence of Thexvar's treason. The official story: pirates destroyed the weapon. The true power of humanity remained classified for now. As the Coalition fleet departed, Velter stood beside Morrison on the Iron Resolve's bridge. Will they keep the secret? Velter asked. For a while, Morrison replied. But secrets don't last forever. When the truth comes, we'll see if 50 years of preparation was enough. He looked out at the stars, his voice soft. What makes us dangerous, Captain, isn't our weapons, or ships, or spies. It's that when good people call for help, we answer. And that, the galaxy would soon learn, was the most terrifying force of all.